A matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm alongside my co-host for the day, Bomber and Fat, and I am your host, Sonny Weaver. Looks like the Browns are about to kick off. Bomber, this game today, you've got a 1-5 Jags team versus a 3-2 Cleveland Browns team. What do these Jacksonville Jaguars have to do to be in this game?
That's a great question. The Jacksonville Jaguars need to continue riding the back of TJ Yeldon. It's been their only offensive spark this season. He's averaging them about 104.5 yards a carry as a team. He's getting 5 yards a carry per rush. He's got 5 touchdowns. They only have 3 passing. I think they need to ride the rushing game, and hopefully they can play field position and squeeze out a win today.
Yeah, so this second-ranked rushing attack, as they come out on the field here behind Blake Bortles, I think they're going to have to get us going early. You've got Yeldon in the backfield. They come out in this tight formation. Fat. The Cleveland Browns defense has been up and down this year. Are they going to key in on Yeldon, or are they going to sell out and try to make him beat him some other way with Bortles maybe passing the ball?
I think that they're going to have to key on Yeldon, just like Bomber was saying a minute ago. That's the only thing for this offense, so they need to make Bortles try and beat them. And like you said, the defense really needs to step up and make some big plays.
So the Jaguars come out the first play of the game and do the most predictable thing that I think we all expected, and that is hand the ball off there for Yeldon for a quick 3 yards. If you look at Jacksonville throughout the years, they have leaned heavily on this running attack, riding the back of TJ Yeldon. Almost to a fault at times. It appears as they've gotten down, yet still will not abandon that run as they come out again in a tight formation here. Bomber, you see the Cleveland Browns starting to stack the box. Will they stick with that strategy all game, or you think they're going to change it up?
I think Cleveland needs to. You have to stop. And there goes Yeldon right there. He's going to pick up almost a first down, putting them at a 3rd and short. I think you're right, son. They're going to have to. They're going to have to show that they're willing to go in there and commit to that run to shut it down. Yeldon had 1,000 yards 2 seasons ago. He slightly slipped off last year at 960. But you have to remember, this Jacksonville Jaguar team is a power run team. So their rushing yards, they stick with the run throughout the game. And that's what they need to do to go ahead and get them a win tonight.
The 3rd and 2, they come out, Bortles under center, Yeldon in the backfield. The Browns have got to be expecting run here, 3rd and short. They motion and work wide receiver from slot left to right as they drop back. They're going to hand it off to Yeldon here, short, and he's going to pick up the first down. First 3 plays of the game, 3 rushes to Yeldon, 14 yards so far, and it looks like the game plan is clear, and that's going to be to ride TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, and I'm not even surprised. It's 3 runs in a row, 3 power runs. They're running between the tackles on 2 of them. This is their game plan. This is who they are. This is their identity. And Cleveland needs to know that and recognize that and make Blake Bortles beat them in the air.
3 plays, 3 running plays. We haven't seen much blitzing yet from Cleveland. When are they going to sell out here, Fat? Are they going to let them walk down the field, or do we think we're going to start seeing some run blitzes?
I think that with those first 3 plays being running the ball and 14 yards, they're going to start bringing that blitz, trying to get some defenders in there to stop TJ Yeldon.
Though another run, the 4th consecutive run, a little pitch to the outside there to TJ Yeldon for a quick 3 yards. We're seeing a lot of motion early from the Jaguars, trying to get the matchups they like on the outside, it looks like. How's Cleveland going to have to match up to stop that, Bomber?
I think it's a little too much right now. You're seeing it nearly too consistently. I like it just shows inconsistency. They don't have really trust in Bortles. It looks like they're trying to read the defense. They are staying with the power run, but the more motion I see, the more inconsistency and doubt that I think they have in their quarterback.
So with that short loss there on 2nd and 7 to take them back to 3rd and 10, that's going to set up a 3rd and long. I think we're going to get a chance to see Blake Bortles' first pass attempt of the game here. You've now got Bortles in a situation where you know he's going to pass. Is this where you get to maybe see a little pressure from this Cleveland defense? It's been very up and down this year, but they do tend to get a little bit of pressure.
Definitely, I think that's a possibility, but I think right now, early in the game, I think they just want to stop the Jaguars, get the ball back. So I think you'll just watch them drop into coverage and
and that was the first pass, and not a good one for Bortles as he's picked off for 6 quickly.
And maybe that's to the house. And that's the Browns defense that we talked about earlier before the broadcast, Sonny. We had a big meeting about this. Is that Browns defense going to show up with the potential that we know they have on paper? Or are they going to be the same old Browns they've been the last year and a half, giving up entirely too much points in the passing game? And right there, I think we're right. I think you're right in the broadcast. They have the talent. They're going to start shining here shortly.
Yeah, so it's a question now of, is that Browns defense or is that the ineptitude of Blake Bortles? Now, this is Blake Bortles' second ownership group, and both ownership groups have talked about shipping him out, yet he still finds a way to start for this Jaguars team. We now know why they lean on TJ Yeldon so far, but now the question becomes, how are they going to not expose Bortles to those third and long situations if they're going to run the first 2 plays of every possession?
Yeah, and that's the big thing, is that's what you kind of run into when you're going to consistently run the ball. If it's not successful, you're putting too much pressure on Bortles, so you need to give him an opportunity, to throw those short intermediate passes before, putting the pressure on him right away to throw that ball deep downfield.
I think I'd like to see some short screen passes, maybe some bubble screens out to the wide receivers, some things to maybe build Bortles' confidence, some check downs, just something to get Bortles a chance to make something happen. And so it's going to be a play action there on first down.
Oh, nice little throw up the back foot.
Pass.
He's gone. And that's touchdown. That's 73 yards. Blake Bortles says Marquise Lee, who recently cut wide receiver, and you can tell by the house that by the throw right there that they don't need Marquise Lee anymore in the Jacksonville Jaguar uniform. And that's a quick response. I guess forget the short stuff, huh, Sonny?
Yeah, one of the advantages of running early downs every possession tends to be you can get those defensive backs cheating up on the play action, and that's what we saw there. Now, that is the Cleveland Browns defense that we have become familiar with, and that they give up entirely too many chunk plays. And that play right there was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, and I think that was just a big component of TJ Yeldon and his success early on in the game. And that play action really caused the Browns to cheat up on that, and it hurt them in the long run.
So the Browns offense is going to go ahead and take the field here. We're going to be seeing for the first time today Ryan Mallett, and many of you may be wondering where Johnny Manziel is at. Now, for you that aren't familiar with this Browns team, Manziel did get hurt during the course of the Dolphins game a couple weeks ago. He's going to miss a couple more games. So we're seeing Ryan Mallett here in the shotgun set with Duke Johnson out to his left as he motions right to left. Going to step back, throw a quick screen out to the side. I like what they're doing there, getting some motion early in the plays without that dynamic quarterback. Bomber, Josh Gordon, dynamic playmaker. What are they going to do to get him open today?
Well, they're going to have to do a lot of that. I mean, they're going to have to do a lot of quick throws, a lot of bubble screens, a lot of quick hits, because, when you got bird brain behind center, it's tough to get things going downfield. How much can you trust him? Right now, he's currently throwing at 67% on the season, and that's a small sample size. We're talking a game and a half. Mallett has looked okay. He hasn't shown his bird brain, but I can pretty much guarantee it's coming soon.
Well, and with that short rush there, it's going to set up a third and long here on the first offensive drive for Ryan Mallett. The outside running for the Cleveland Browns has been kind of their bread and butter the last couple seasons. They pick up a lot of chunk yards, but they don't do well with just the every down, the 3-4 yard gains you got to get to stay consistently moving those chains. So Ryan Mallett's going to come out here, set up in the shotgun set, and he's going to drop back to throw downfield. And he's looking. He does find Duke Johnson, but he drops it out of the backfield, and that's a quick 3 and out, and not what that Cleveland Browns offense wanted to see in their first offensive possession.
Yeah, you got to give Ryan Mallett a couple more options underneath. You looked at those routes right there. I mean, 3 of the 5 routes were vertical routes down the field. The other one was an out route that wasn't going to be open against the zone. So you only really had one option there, and the defense was protecting the sticks, and they got the hit on the receiver, and he dropped the ball. And that's unfortunate for Cleveland. I really think they need to get Mallett's confidence going, just as Jacksonville needs to get Bortles' confidence going with the short game.
So Blake Bortles is going to come back out here on the 37-yard line for his third offensive possession of the game. Are we going to get back to the ground and pound game, or are we going to get a little more action from Bortles here on this possession, Fat?
I don't know. I think if I were the Jags, I would maybe stick to the passing game a little bit more here. He did, he might have gotten some confidence from that last big play previously, but they do depend on TJ Yeldon quite a bit.
The Yeldon comes out and he does get 3 yards on the carry. And one thing this Jaguars offense does they do consistently get 3 to 4 yards. And when you can go 3-4 yards, you can move those chains. But the problem is if you get off schedule early in the count, you're going to put that quarterback in a bad position like we saw in that first drive.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
in the first drive, they gained 3 yards. Second down, they lost 3 yards. Now Blake Bortles in a situation that they don't want him to be in. So you have to have a nice little mixture between running the ball and passing the ball. Good balance. You can't completely sell out on the run on the first 2 downs and put a quarterback like Blake Bortles in the hole. And right there, you see them gain about 3-4 yards and makes it a nice little 3rd and 5. And this is something that Blake Bortles can really manage.
So the Browns we saw in that last play, they showed the blitz. They bring the guys into the box. It looks like they're going to give the Jaguars and Bortles a lot of looks with that stacked box and try to make Bortles decipher what's going on in that secondary.
Yeah, definitely. And, they're coming out in 4 wide here on this set. But,
the wide receiver in motion.
I don't think 3rd and 5 is still a manageable down for Bortles. So I think they need to continue to put him in a little bit better positions.
Well, and they didn't think so either as they hand the ball off there to T.J. Yeldon for a loss, and they're going to go 3 and out here. And 3rd and 5, I'm all for mixing up the play calling and trying to take guys by surprise, but a counter in that situation seemed like a bad idea with the penetration that Browns defensive line can get.
Yeah, that just seemed a little too safe to me. You're at 3rd and 5. I mean, that's a ideal situation for Blake Bortles to get some rhythm, right? To get himself a first down. And you completely take that away from him when you run a little counter right there and you get nothing, and now he's off the field. He hasn't really got his feet wet. He threw a touchdown, yes, but it was off his back foot to a wide-open guy when the defense sold out. So I'm really not liking the play calling with the Jacksonville Jaguars at this moment.
The Browns motion Johnson out to the right and hand it off to Crowell up the middle for a nice run there, and that's going to set up the Browns in a nice 2nd and 2 here. And the Browns offense is needing to get that first down and get the jitters out of the way here.
Yeah, tough first possession the last time around. Obviously, they did get some points on the board because thanks to their defense, but rough first possession. Big gain there for them and making it a little bit easier on Ryan Mallett here.
The Jags show a stacked box, and the Browns still go ahead and hand it off, and they're not going to get anything on that run. And that's a quick first quarter there, a lot of running. As we go into the second quarter, it's a tied game here in Jacksonville, 7-7. The Browns have the ball on their own 30-yard line here, 3rd and 2. I think the Browns got to keep pounding it here, whereas the Jaguars 3rd and 5 ran it. I'd like to see the Browns try to punch it in here, pick up the first down, and move on to the next play.
The Jaguars
definitely wouldn't be a bad idea. I think this is much more manageable for this team, but it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do.
The Mount throws the check down there, looks like, and they're going to pick up the first down here. Gary Barnridge has been a very interesting addition to this team. They found him a couple years ago. He's kind of emerged as the number 2 target on this team behind the prolific wide receiver Josh Gordon, who we've not seen much of today. We saw the short screen pass earlier. I'd like to see him take a shot down deep and test this Jaguar secondary. It does look like Mount's going to load up and throw deep.
And he's reading your mind.
Oh, so close. Just knocked out. Great defense there by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And that was a target to Aaron Dobson, former New England Patriot. He's currently leading their team in receptions. And, Sonny, I think they read your mind right there. I don't know if you're the offensive coordinator for the Browns, but maybe they're picking up some tips from the broadcast. Go ahead and take the deep shot right there. And I don't know if that was the exact precise time to do that, but it was a 1st and 10. Let's see if Mallett and this Browns offense can get going and keep moving the chains.
Mount's dropping back. He's looking downfield, but makes a dangerous pass there. Pass is knocked down by a linebacker. It's going to set up 3rd and 10, and much the same as Blake Bortles, don't want to put Ryan Mount in 3rd and 10s. It's just not a good recipe for success for this Cleveland Browns team.
Yeah, and I think the one mistake that both these teams are making on offense, especially with these quarterbacks, is I think they're trying to go too deep down the field. We've said it a few times already, short intermediate passes, but they just continue to keep trying to get the ball too deep downfield, in my opinion.
And just as you said that, they get the interception there. Jacksonville's going to take that all the way back to the Cleveland 40. It's going to set them up in a great position here as they're going to bring T.J. Yeldon out. And I can only assume they're going to try to at least get in field goal range here and play kind of a conservative game.
Big interception by Jacksonville, but we knew the bird brain would show his true colors, and that's Jonathan Cyprian's first interception on the season. Nice pick as bird brain was looking for the corner route.
The Browns set at the line. Dime package.
The Bortles making changes at the line, calling out new play there. Cleveland stacking the box. They're showing blitz. It's going to be a play action as Mount looks over the middle, and it gives the ball right back to the Cleveland Browns.
Intercepted.
So it went from power run, to Mallett puts up 14 splits between two teams, and then back-to-back interceptions. And it just seems, let's go back to the power run. Maybe the conservative game plan that might bore us to death is a more efficient game plan for both of these teams.
After that interception,
Yeah, so Ryan Mallett comes back out, and he's going to get a chance to redeem himself here, and I'm thinking they're going to go ahead and do something short to build that confidence up, and there it is. Quick hitter out to the side, and that's going to give him the first down. Ryan Mallett completes his third completion of the day.
Yeah, and I think that was a good play call there. You know, back to that interception a few plays ago. Once again, as everything seems to be over 15 yards, and I just don't think that's without gaining that confidence for those quarterbacks first, it's the right thing to do. So great play call there on first down.
Yeah, get off with a nice little simple slant, get Mallett going. There's a little handoff up the middle. Looks like a gain of about, I'd say 13, 14 yards by Isaiah Crowell, and he seems to be doing pretty good today. He's 2 rushes for 22 yards, and to blow up that man blitz right there, going right up the middle, is pretty impressive work by the Browns offensive line.
You know, the Browns have got to keep running the ball between the tackles. I told you they have a tendency to try to get outside the tackles with Duke Johnson. They're finding success between the tackles with Crowell, and I would keep hammering that in right now. Now it's going to hand it off to Crowell, it looks like, and they are going to go right up the middle there. Another gain of about 5, it looks like, there to set up a nice 2nd and 5 here for Ryan Mallett. Now this is the case here, 2nd and 5, very manageable, you're in field goal range. I may try to push a little bit downfield here, try to find Josh
play
Gordon.
action?
Oh, definitely. You know, Josh Gordon has not really been involved in this game since early in the game. Try to get him the ball. He's your best player, and you always got to let the best players make plays.
line of scrimmage, the 32-yard line.
Yes, and I have to say I agree with both of you guys. I think the play action pass would be perfect right here in this situation.
But the wheels on the bus go ground and pound. That's what they do in Cleveland. It seems like they'll take the 3 yards rather than take the play. A little 3rd and 3 right here, and it's the same scenarios we just talked about on 2nd down, Sonny. This is an opportunity to say, I don't want to put 3 up. Let me put up 6. Will they take it? I don't know.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3 on the Jacksonville 30-yard line. 3 minutes, 37 seconds here in the second quarter. Scores tied. Ryan Mallett's going to come out in a shotgun set. You got Josh Gordon, it looks like, flanked out there to the side. Ryan Mallett calling out the signals. He's going to step back. He's looking out to the left sideline, and he overthrows his running back. And that could have been a big play for the Cleveland Browns.
A nice little designed wheel run right there. He's wide open, and Bird Brain just overthrows him. And that's what you get with Ryan Mallett. Johnny Manziel was really coming into his own this year. We talked about it before the broadcast. His QBR is through the roof right now, Sonny. And that's what you get with Ryan Mallett. He's missing opportunities to put up points on the board, and now they ended up kicking a field goal.
It's good. And the
Yes, with that field goal, Cleveland's going to go up 10-7 here. 3:18 left in the first half. They're going to kick off to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That ball is going to be returnable as he takes it 3 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to run it out. Going to be brought down there at the 22-yard line, and Blake Bortles is going to come back out. Like you talked about earlier, run early. They've gone away from the run, pass the last couple times. It's not worked out. I'd like to see them get back to run here, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to isolate one side of the field with some sort of bunch formation. They're going to get TJ Yeldon rolling here.
And it's an all-out spread. Yeah, you can't predict what this offensive coordinator is doing in Jacksonville. He's all over the
sometimes
place.
people can't get out of their own way.
killer right there. The flag comes out.
There was a false start there by the left tackle, and that's going to put him at 1st and 15, essentially taking the run off the plate of the offensive coordinator. And this is not the situation you want Blake Bortles in. You do not want him in these long down and distances.
Yeah, it seemed like the offensive line wasn't so sure about that 5-wide set either.
10-7.
Bortles is going to look downfield. He sees the deep crosser. It's almost intercepted, and that is exactly what we just talked about. Blake Bortles he just shouldn't be making those throws.
Yeah. You're gonna wait. against the zone, you're going to end up running from one zone to the other. You know, you find the hole in the zone, and you need to lead it upfield. He seems like he's a little bit off in his reads, probably holding on to his first read a little bit too long. But he doesn't look comfortable out there, and it's been like that all season.
You got 8 guys in the box here with Cleveland. You think they're going to try to beat the box again? Bortles drops back. He's buying time with his feet, and he's going to throw it. And he completes a dangerous throw to the 30-yard line, and that could have been picked off again.
Hey, you got a guy wide open in front of you. You could basically hand it off to him. We know you're good at that. But no, we're going to go ahead and get outside and use our legs, which was good. But then he's going to go ahead and throw into traffic right there. I just don't know about that throw or that mentality. I really don't know what Blake Bortles was thinking there. Got lucky.
So on 3rd and 2, you see an 8-man box there from Cleveland, and Blake Bortles is throwing on 3rd and 2, misses a wide open wide receiver. And Bortles is now 2 for 6, 86 yards, but 70-some of it coming off that one pass to Allen Hurns. And Bortles is not on point right now. This team's got to get back to the run, and they got to do it quick.
He's got to set his feet. You can't rely on throwing off your back foot the entire game. He's got to set his feet, even on a simple drag route like that or a shallow cross. You have to set your feet, or you're going to be off target. And on that, it burned him, because that easily could have been taken, 30 yards downfield. He had nobody in front of him.
Yeah, we're seeing 2 teams right now that are really looking for just one of their quarterbacks to make a play, and they're not getting it right now because these quarterbacks are wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, and I think what you're going to continue to have to see is these teams are going to continue to throw the ball, and I don't seem to understand why. But hopefully they can get things going on offense.
So Mallett once again pushes the ball 20-plus yards downfield, misses a wide-open receiver, so it's going to set up a 2nd and 10 here with 2 minutes 27 seconds here in the first half. Jacksonville trailing Cleveland 7-10. Ryan Mallett is leading this Browns team, as we talked about earlier. You know, Mallett's got to see that that's cover 3. That seam route out of the slot was wide open there. And he's going to hand it off to Crowell up the middle. That's going to give him a nice, manageable 3rd and 4. And so hopefully this is a position that Mallett feels comfortable in, because he's going to be in this a lot today, it seems like.
Well, and honestly, in my opinion, I would have liked to see him do that play, call that play on 1st down. I think 2nd and 4 is much better for them. But yeah, good call. 3rd and 4 is definitely much better than that 3rd and long situation. But once again, they only need 4 yards for the 1st down. As we do come to the 2-minute warning here, they still have 3 timeouts. They don't have to push the ball downfield. They still have more than enough time before half to get down and try and get some points out of this possession.
Yeah, this is where an inexperienced offensive coordinator may think they got to start trying to hurry up. 2 minutes is plenty of time with 3 timeouts. You can still do a lot of the short stuff, work your way down the field, and actually that's the key, is to not leave a lot of time left on the clock there for the other team to do it. And
missed tackle. There goes Josh Gordon. To the house, he's gone. Josh Gordon is gone. It's going to be a 69-yard touchdown by the guy that Sonny said is the X factor of this game, and that's the prolific wide receiver, Josh Gordon, the franchise receiver for the Cleveland Browns, and that was a spectacular play right there. That's called getting yacked.
And that's what we've been talking about this whole game on both sides of the ball. Do the short routes. You don't have the accurate quarterbacks. You have quarterbacks that bomb it downfield but can't do it accurately. Get the ball off short to the playmakers. Let the playmakers make a couple guys miss. Get them downfield. Get those scores. So that's a great play call there by the Cleveland Browns. I'm glad that they finally come to their senses here. Now let's see if Jacksonville can do it. They're in the same situation. Minute 46, 3 timeouts, plenty of time. Don't need to force it downfield. And really, you don't even have to abandon your run at this point.
No, definitely not. I mean, you're getting, on the season, he's averaging 5 yards a carry in TJ Yeldon. So, definitely running the ball is not out of the question here. Once again, I just think the inexperience, I think they're going to try and continue to push the ball downfield here, to be completely honest. But like you said, 3 timeouts, 100 minute 46 left, more than enough time to take some short passes.
The Browns lined up in the
Bortles is going to take a step back. He's going to throw it. Almost completed, but can't hold on to the ball. that's a dangerous area of the field. If they're if they're convinced they want to throw downfield, I'd like to see them throw some more stuff towards the outside of the field rather than that area in the hash marks. That's a dangerous area because you can get the cornerback or the safety coming down on that.
So that's essentially the meat of the zone.
Right, they need to find some more safe throws for Bortles to make because they're trying to ask way too much of this quarterback right now.
The Jaguars will take the snap from the 25.
Oh, just a bad target. They don't have the route running. It's going to be a hold against Joe Hayden.
So maybe that's why the route running wasn't there. It looks like Hayden gets some hands on him, and they gets the hold. So that's going to give them the first down. Minute 37 seconds here left in the first half. Jaguars got the possession on their own 30-yard line. They come out in 2 wide receiver set here. I'm surprised a little bit that we haven't seen Jacksonville run the ball. It doesn't look like they're going to run it again, but they are going to throw it. Oh, but the pressure up the middle, and Bortles lets it go.
And the halfback was wide open on the wheel route right there. It wasn't even guarded. And that's another missed opportunity for Jacksonville. You know, it's like passing is not your strength. Yeah, I know it's a 2-minute warning, but let's go ahead and try to get down the field. You got the 3 timeouts. Utilize the run game. Utilize the run game. I've seen them in cover 4 and cover 3 and then cover 2 man. I mean, they're having opportunities to run the ball and they're not taking advantage of them because they're feeling pressure by the time left on the clock.
So they are going to go ahead and listen finally and hand the ball off to Yeldon, who immediately comes out, gets about 8 yards on the carry. It's going to be 7 yards marked, but it's going to set them up in a manageable 3rd and 3, and that's what we've been talking about the whole day. Let your playmakers make plays, and this Jacksonville Jaguars team is built to get the ball to TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, and when you say let the playmakers make the plays, especially with this wide receiver so far for the Jaguars, I think they're trying to force him to go up and make that big spectacular catch. Just give him the open field to run in, just like they did for Josh Gordon in Cleveland there a few plays ago, and just give them an opportunity to make those play after the catch.
So Yeldon makes the wrong read there. He tries to get outside when he should have cut it inside. Missed the gap to the inside, and so we're going to see Jacksonville punt again. Cleveland very smartly calls a timeout there, and they're going to get the ball back with about 50 seconds left here in the first half with a chance to try to go up by another score here. So Travis Benjamin gets the ball, makes a nice play to the outside, but that's going to get called back there on a flag. And Cleveland, who would have had good starting position, is going to be back on the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that was a tough call there on the penalty. Great move there by Benjamin on that return to give him decent field position, but once again, bad decision making by the special teams there on that play.
Cleveland comes out in a 4-wide set there with Ryan Mallett. They're going to try pushing it down the field here. Mallett drops back. He's looking deep, waiting for the route to develop, and he finds his man, and he's going to get out of bounds at the 45. That was a great play, great throw by Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, nice flood concept against that deep zone. And pulled the cornerback back and allowed that their first read from the slot to be wide open underneath him. And that's smart play. I mean, I wish I was seeing this from Jacksonville's side, but I'm not seeing them make these kind of play calls in these kind of situations for their team.
1st and 10.
Mallett comes out, makes another nice throw, gets Josh Gordon on the short crosser. Cleveland's going to go ahead and call a timeout here. 2nd and 1 on their Jacksonville's 37-yard line. 34 seconds left in the game. Mallett's doing a good job of diagnosing the play before the play even happens. I think they're seeing the defense and they're making good good reads on the plays.
Yeah, definitely, and they're doing a little bit more of what we were talking about before. It's not all deep downfield. It's short, deep, just mixing it up and letting Mallett get some confidence in his throws.
And that was a dangerous throw there. It was, the play action there made it a little bit of a late throw, and that linebacker was coming in on the flat route, and that could have been a bad play there for the Cleveland Browns, possibly a pick 6, but it falls harmlessly to the ground as the guy drops it.
A little bit of a risky throw there, a little gimmicky for me. At this point, you got 30 seconds left. You kind of want to be driving the ball down the field. The defense is out, and there goes Crowell up the middle, and that's what you needed last play. I think they could have got as well. And they're going up into a no huddle right now. Mallett under center. They got dual set in the backfield, and that's going to be a nice way to clock the ball. Give them 19 seconds left, and they still got 1 timeout remaining. What do you think?
Crowell's averaging 7 yards up the middle. And that's something that come out in the second half. Cleveland needs to ride a little bit, and Jacksonville needs to start to understand that's going to be, that's going to be tough to stop if you're going to let somebody get 7 yards every time they touch the ball.
The Browns will take the snap from the 30.
Mount throws in a triple coverage, and it gets picked, and that was exactly what you didn't want to do there.
If I'm an offensive coordinator right now, I'm taking my headset off, and I'm throwing it on the ground, and I'm breaking it into pieces because either one thing isn't happening, quarterback isn't listening to what I'm saying, or what I'm saying is just complete garbage. And both of those deserve a headset to be broken because that was a horrible throw. You managed the game so well for 90 seconds, and you get down into the 30-yard line. You're about to be in the red zone, and what do? You decide, let's chunk it into triple coverage right now and give the ball back. Give this team some hope.
Cleveland had a chance there to go up by at least 13 points, possibly more, but it looks like they're going to go into half only up 10. The good news is they do get the ball back, but they had a chance there to close out the game, and they just could not capitalize on that.
Thank you for that. And now we're ready to get the third quarter underway as these teams take the field.
Benjamin's going to take it out of the end zone out to about the 23-yard line, and that's where Ryan Mount's going to come back and hopefully redeem himself from that last blunder.
Yeah, that possession before was, it looked great, but once again ended miserably for this Cleveland Brown offense. And they're missing Manziel under center, but right now Mount's their guy. They need to give him a better opportunity to make better throws.
So they immediately come out and they go play action and they throw it deep. So they obviously still have some confidence there in Ryan Mallett, as that does net him about 30 yards on the play, 27 yards. He put him on the 50-yard line. It's interesting. They have Isaiah Crowell in there to start the second half. He was having a great game. Duke Johnson's normally the man back there, but it looks like the coaches like what Crowell's doing in this game so far.
Yeah, that is real. I mean, Duke Johnson had 35 attempts going into this game. Crowell was only at 19, but Crowell's success this game has been it's been something that you really can't deny.
And on that run, another 8 yards in between the tackles. And really, if I'm Cleveland, I just keep running between the tackles until they stop me. I mean, at 8 yards a carry, 7 yards a carry, you can get down the field quite quickly doing that, and you take the ball away from Ryan Mallett, which is going to limit your exposure to turnovers.
While still running the clock, and that's the most important thing. The clock isn't stopping. If the Jaguars want to keep running this wide defense and really spread out that defensive line, run it right up their gut, man. They can't stop it. Going outside right there you're running into the heart of what they want you to do. I'd continue running it up the middle. They can't stop it, so why would you go away from it?
Yeah, and that's not Isaiah Crowell's game. Isaiah Crowell's not meant to get outside the tackles. He's a banger. He's not got the speed to get outside. That's more of Duke Johnson's MO. So kind of confusing there. 3rd and 4 here. You know what? I consider running the ball again here. Give it to Crowell up the middle. They're not expecting it, and let him make it happen. But it looks like they're going to have Duke Johnson back there, so we'll have to see what happens here on this play. They are going to hand it off to Johnson, but comes up short, and that's not the personnel you wanted in there on that running play.
No, definitely not. And as you can see there, Duke Johnson's got 3 carries on the game so far, only 1 yard gained at this point. And, Curl's already at the 50-yard mark for this game. Much more success. So I'm very interested as to why Duke Johnson was in there on that play.
Yeah, so the Jaguars are going to take the ball out at the 14-yard line here in the 3rd quarter, trailing 7-17. And so 10 points, it's not an insurmountable score to overcome, but you got to get back to what got you here in the first place, and that's riding the back of TJ Yeldon.
Yeah, definitely. That's all they have. I mean, that's the only thing that's been successful so far. I mean, unless you want to rely on throwing off the back foot of Blake Bortles, but I'd say that back foot's a little worn out right now. He's thrown about 5 passes like that and completed 1. So I'd say go back to that ground and pound and see if you can get yourself back into a one-possession game.
Yeah, so no one's going to bite on that draw play there when Bortles isn't making you pay. No reason to bite on it. So probably not the play call we've gone with. Maybe some zone or power running play there. 2nd and 10 set up here. Maybe try to get some sort of short passing here for Bortles. Get something in the hands of Hearns or Robinson. Bortles does look out to the side, but he can't even get the ball there at this point anymore, it seems.
Yeah, he had 2 out routes right there. The play is called double outs, and I didn't see him look at any of his outs against man, and that's the routes I like. But, I mean, and it goes back to this controversy. You drop Marquise Lee, and then you're in a position right now where they're playing man against you, and you just don't seem like you have the wide receiver depth and the route running to get open on a press with man. Well, I mean, I sure would have liked to have Marquise Lee in at that point of the game right there, and the Jaguars don't, and you can just see their wide receiver core is lacking.
Well, you've got your star in Allen Robinson that hasn't really gotten much attention all game. I think at some point we talked about it, and there he is making a play. You've got to let your playmakers make plays, and it looks like Bortles is finally getting that through his head.
Yeah, definitely, and very interesting so far. First reception there for their big playmaker on the outside. I think they need to look to him more in this rest of this second half here if they do want to be successful and make a comeback here on this Cleveland team.
So they're motioning the play here, which historically has been a running play. Let's see if Cleveland picks up on that. Appears they haven't as Yeldon gets up the middle for about 10 yards.
I can't. He's 13 rushes for 25 yards, and I've seen some pretty good things. I've seen some pretty bad things. But it just seems like he should have more. But I still think I think he's 1 or 2 rushes away from breaking this thing loose, and that's how the run game has been for Jacksonville this season. He just pounds, and then eventually breaks that deep one, and he run right into his own man right there. And that's what they've been relying on to get points on the board.
Yeah, it's unfortunate he runs into his own guy there because there was a hold there for him. He probably would have picked up that first down, but it's a 3rd and inches, so it's a manageable play here. I think everybody in the stadium right now is expecting this to be a handoff to T.J. Yeldon. And sometimes you can be too smart for your own good. But really, even a quarterback sneak, Blake Bortles is a big man. You could pick this up really easily if you wanted to. Fullback dive, quarterback sneak, something simple. But at this point, you cannot go 3 and out.
But that's too predictable. That's too predictable. I would say that looks more like their style, what I just seen on that play arc. 3rd and inches, let's take a sack. Let's take a sack. Throw it. Just against conventional wisdom, but it paid off for him. So you can't knock it. And Hearns gets another catch today, and that's his 3rd on the game. And they move the chains.
But why risk it? Inches. Bortles almost takes the sack there. He probably could have ran and got as many yards there, but he still takes a wild throw there, and it connects. But Jacksonville's being crazy right now to some extent.
Julius Thomas gets his hands on it.
Nice pass there, Julius Thomas.
It's a risk-reward thing. I'm looking at what Cleveland's doing, and they're playing bend, don't break football. So on 3rd and inches, if you think that play action is going to make them sell out when they're up 10 points right now, knowing you're having problems putting points on the board, it's not. They're waiting for that. They're saying, come on, walk it up the field. Let's burn some clock. I'm up 2 scores. I don't think there's enough time left for your offense.
2nd and short.
And they're starting to move the ball. Another catch to their star. As you mentioned, Allen Robinson makes another nice route and throw into traffic, but he comes down with it.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing you said right there, Bomber, is throw into traffic. I think that they're making some risky throws. Their guys are coming up with the big receptions in the end, but I still think that those throws are a little bit too risky for my taste.
Bortles' confidence and his comfort seems to be in those dagger routes with those 2 reads, that seam in read. But I'm not thinking he's seeing that seam read because Hearns was wide open there. That could have been a touchdown there 2 plays ago. I'd like to see Bortles check that seam more when it looks like an obvious cover 3 concept there by Cleveland.
The Browns defense now is going to go nickel. Dropping back.
Quick little slant read against the zone. Nice throw by Bortles. And as you said, you like to see him make the seam, and you like to see him hit the open man. But, I mean, they got Tom Cruise running their offense right now, and they love that risky business throw. So I don't see many easy plays being made here. They like to make it difficult, man. They're going to keep it dramatic. And if they can get back in this game, man, we'll be at the edge of our seats in the 4th quarter.
So it's 3rd and inches, and this is where you look to your star players, T.J. Yeldon,
nice
and they're going to take Yeldon around the outside.
Get to the house. He's out at the 4. I like that play. They stacked the box, and you knew it. That was the time to take the shot and run the little toss crack to T.J. Yeldon. Oh, now you got Blake Bortles within the 4 with this offensive coordinator. I don't know where they're going. I hope they run it. You know, don't make sure you get points on the board this drive. Oh, nice little fullback dive. That's a little tricky play. I like that.
If I'm on the defense and the offense is this close to scoring, I'll take
the third quarter comes to a close here. Jacksonville's trailing by 10, but they're knocking on the door here at the 3-yard line. Let's hope they don't get too crazy here. You got plenty of time. It's 4-down territory. Hammer the ball, give T.J. Yeldon the ball, and let's make this a one-possession game.
And that's the important part that they need to remember. You know, field goal here at this point is still one-possession game. They're still within, still within that touchdown there. So just be smart. If you have to hand the ball off 2 more times, with the success Yeldon's had for you this season, I don't think that's the wrong way to go.
Just don't turn it over, please. And if you do, glue that headset back together and break it again.
That's why I'm saying don't throw it, because there's not enough headsets to go around.
There's not enough headsets to go around, and that's another loss. And I'd like to see a better run than that. Why isn't he under center? Why in the shotgun? You know, I'd like an under center there. Give me something that I can, disguise my play calling with. That slow counter play at the 4-yard line, Sonny, I don't see that as being an effective run. It allows the defensive line to break through the offensive line and get to the halfback. Takes too long to set up.
You are a power running team with a downhill runner. Put them in the backfield, let them run straight ahead and get the yards.
Exactly.
Motions the wide receiver.
Another motion play by the Jags here.
3rd and goal from the 6.
And there it goes. That should be. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Glue it back together and break it, baby. Just glue it back together and break it.
That's a heartbreaker there by the Jaguars.
Wow. I mean, challenge it, but you're burning a timeout when you do, because that was an obvious fumble.
A miserable place to start this next drive.
So Mount's going to start the drive in the shadow of his own goalpost here, and this is where Isaiah Crowell is going to be big for him as he takes the handoff.
Running over the linebacker there.
In on the stop.
He just plows through the defense. I'm really loving Isaiah Crowell. And you can tell over the last couple of games, he has solidified his spot as a starting halfback. Duke Johnson has gone from 11 carries in week 2 to 6 carries week 3, 7 week 4 to only 2 carries last week. This is Crowell's, he's got the starting nod, is what the owner had told me, and he's their guy. And now they got Duke Johnson in the backfield.
It seems every time we try to give this guy some respect, they go ahead
sub him out.
Just do something crazy. 4 rushes for 1 yard. Why is he seeing the field? It makes no sense.
And I think the only thing that Duke Johnson gives you at this point is that, that possibility, that big play, because he does have a little bit more speed than Crowell. But right now, you just need to gain the yards, pick up first downs, and just, end this game.
Throw 3rd and 6 here. Let's see if Mount does something safe or if he goes downfield.
Let's see if the little birdie in his brain wakes up. And that's a good stop. That's a big stop by Jacksonville. They're going to get the ball back with some field position. Maybe they can drive down again and turn it over really close to the end zone. And we couldn't say at the end, wow, this could have been a game.
They give up the short completion. They come up and make
so the Jags are going to get the ball back with a chance here to stay in this game. But this next drive is going to be huge for Jacksonville. If they don't get this score, they could be in trouble.
Got the hand up into the sky, and that means
fair catch by the Browns.
Jaguars offense had a golden opportunity the last time they were on the field. A promising drive that came.
Yeah, and right there, the returner didn't have any room to run with the ball after the Jags were trying to go back and get the block on that punt right there.
And he's going to come up under center right here, Blake Bortles. Looks like it's going to be a pass play. Going to hit RB, I bet, on the drag. And another overthrow on the drag. And that's off the back foot. You got to set your feet, man. He's constantly, he's drifting. It's fundamentals, man. I mean, give Jaws a ticket from ESPN, have him fly down to Jacksonville and help this guy, man, because he's not setting his feet. He thinks he's a dancer out there.
Step up into the pocket. That's the most important thing as a quarterback. That's what you need to do. Step into the pocket, make a strong throw, make it firm, because otherwise that ball's going to continue to sail over their heads.
Another motion with the wide receiver running to the outside.
The field looks wide open right now pre-play.
Yeah, this is like it's going to be a big gain if he waits for his blocks. Go. There's Yeldon. One juke to the... He puts on nothing. that was the opportunity right there for this guy to run that safety over. Put a little juice on him. But he takes to 30. It was a nice play call by Jacksonville. You can have your headset back. I agree on that play call. It was very safe and high reward right there. And we might have ourselves a ball game if they can get the end zone. And that's a big if at this point, but we're being optimistic here.
At this point, you don't even need to get in the end zone. At this point, you need to kick the field goal and at least make it a one-score game. Run the ball. Run the ball up the middle. It should already be a one-score game. Nice little play action. Got A open right there. He's going to hit the tight end. There he goes. There he goes. Julius Thomas. Dive in the end zone. Dive in the end zone. Lay it on the line. Come on, baby. Allen Hurns needs to do a better job blocking downfield there. He had the man blocked up, couldn't hold on to it, and that stopped Thomas short. That should have been a touchdown if Hurns was blocking downfield better.
What a crazy game. They're back at the 2-yard line, man. Within the 5 twice in the last 2 minutes.
This is looking all too.
And they pull back dive again and they get 1 yard.
This is looking all too familiar. Yeah, this is looking all too familiar.
Is this deja vu? Are they running the same sets again? Tell that guy I want my headset back. I was lying. I need it back.
Blake Borders,
what is he doing?
Quarterback sneak. That's what should be the play call right here. He is 6'5", 260 pounds. Run him over.
But we're looking at a pistol formation here. Possibly a slants play. Another motion with another manual motion with the wide receiver. I don't understand this. Another counter. Why the counters? Why are we running the? Well, that was a power O, but it was a. I didn't like the handoff. It took a little too long to develop. Definitely not a play I would have called in that scenario. And here we are again. The clock is tick, 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 tick. Tick, tick, tick. I mean, like Sonny said, we need the field goal, and then we need to get the ball back and score.
3rd and goal at the 2.
Play action.
Oh, needed the possession.
And Bortles overthrows him.
So they were within the 5, and they probably burned 3 minutes of game time within the 5 this quarter.
A short field goal try on the way.
A big field goal here as it does bring them within 1 score, but Cleveland's going to get the ball back here with 2:35 left. It's going to take a couple first downs here by this Cleveland Browns offense, and I think this is the Isaiah Crowell show from this point on. You just keep giving them the ball, and you let the man that's averaging 7+ yards a carry take you to the promised land.
Don't even let Duke Johnson come back on the field.
Well, unless you want to give it to him 3 times for 1 yard, you bring him back in. But until then, sit him on the sideline. Let's see Crowell beast mode on Jacksonville and go ahead and take this win.
Demoralizing to this team right now, Phil.
Yeah, it's going to be demoralizing.
So they're going to come out. Crowell is in the backfield, single back set there behind Ryan Mallett. You do see 7 guys in the box by Jacksonville, but that's okay because Ryan Mallett's going to throw it.
Oh my! Number 1 wide receiver, Aaron Dobson. Wow, that's big. I can't put it on bird brain. I'd like to, but I can't right there. You're the number 1 receiver on this team. You're in the slot right there with nobody guarding you, and you drop it. That's big. And Jacksonville needs to be a little more selective in their play calling. That was a risky. That was a high risk defensive call right there.
The clock's really become a factor here.
The Browns going to line up Crowell in the backfield again here. Let's see if they finally give the man the ball. Looks like they are going to give the man the ball. And look what he does for you there.
I think it's going to be 3rd and inches right here. 3rd and 1.
He's now over.
What are we going to do here?
You're going to give the ball to Isaiah Crowell.
Just hand it to him. He'll do the work for you guys.
Just hike it to him. Put him under center. But, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Duke Johnson out here. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I wouldn't be surprised is what I'm saying.
It's just so crazy it might work.
It won't work. It won't work, but it
looks
might
like
be
we are going to get Crowell as the defensive line pinches down. It's going to be a handoff there.
He almost broke that.
Crowell's running hard today.
He's got the longest 73 yards I've ever witnessed watching Madden Bomber League football. And you can catch us on MaddenBomberLeague.com or on our fan site at 365.MaddenBomberLeague.com. And Crowell's been beastie. He's going to have my MVP vote at the end of the game if they can hang on to this win. Definitely.
So the 2-minute warning sounded here in Jacksonville. Jacksonville trailing 10-17. Cleveland with the ball and Jacksonville with only 2 timeouts left. So if they can stop them in this set of downs, they will get the ball back with a little bit of time. But that's a big if with the way Isaiah Crowell is running right now.
And he's just got, might be a holding call on the offense right there, and that's going to stop the clock. Yes, it is against Cameron Ewing.
The defense accepts.
That's a big holding call there because that puts him in 1st and 20. Crowell can run, but you're now in a down and distance position here where Jacksonville's in a chance. They're going to get a chance to get the ball back here, it looks like.
Yeah, because now you put the ball in your quarterback's hands, and Mallet hasn't been too successful here today.
Oh, I'd say run it.
Long term, but
run it, burn the clock, punt the ball, and dare them to put up 7. I've seen them put up 7 once, and I don't think the tippy toe off the back foot ballerina is going to come out again. Okay, we've learned from our mistakes as Cleveland. That's what we say. We put our defense out there. They're great on paper. Now it's time to show it on the field. Don't make any risky plays. Make them burn their timeouts.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing here is making them burn their timeouts. They are going to be able to stop the ball again once here. 2nd and 18 for the Cleveland Browns. 1 minute, 50 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Ryan Mallett is not the man that I want to try to take this throw. There aren't many plays for 2nd 18 in this playbook, but they're going to come out in a 3-wide set with Duke Johnson in the backfield, folks. Watch for the pass out of the backfield.
There we go. He goes outside.
Little draw play. He's getting to the outside. And he's going to get dropped short. Nice play call there with the draw play, but I'm not sure if I'm Jacksonville. I'm biting on such a crazy play call at that point.
That bounce outside on the counter is...
Wow, that was, that looked like a draw play to me. It was so slowly developing. And maybe that's just how slow that guard pulled to the opposite side, but that was a slow developing running play.
And here's the game right here. This is it, 3rd and 6.
And they stacked the box. Ryan Mallett changing the play. This could get scary, folks.
You got a large arm and a tiny brain at work right now, boys.
First down marker is at the 40.
Oh, he hits the guy on the smoke route, and that's going to do it. And that's going to do it.
Oh, and he runs out of bounds, though.
yeah, but at this point, Jacksonville no timeouts left. They can kneel the ball 3 times and be okay.
That's an excellent job by the wide
receiver. I don't see why not a cover 2 zone. Why not something to cover the flat? I mean, they're going for the first down. You'd have to assume, to run that cover 3. And that's going to do it.
Looks like the Browns are going to come away. They're going to improve to 4-2, and the Jaguars are going to fall to 1-6. Browns are going to be tied for the division lead in the AFC North. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are left wondering what could have been as they leave a lot of plays on the field here, especially down in the red zone.
Actually, their ability to get the ball within the 5 is good. I mean, they just need to bring in another offensive coordinator to help them get it into the end zone. Because not being able to get it in there and settling for the field goal and then getting nothing on the fumble, it was too much to overcome for an offense that already doesn't produce at a high level. Both of these teams. I mean, it was a good game, and I think we could say we learned a little bit more about both teams today. And if Jacksonville can get some more talent on the field, they definitely could definitely improve as a team.
So Project Fat, go ahead and give us your NBL Live Player of the Game.
Well, I hate to sound just like Bomber, but I have to agree with what he said earlier. If the Browns do come out and win this game, it's got to go to Crowell. The guy ran like a tank, and he's the reason why Cleveland's walking away with this victory.
Bomber?
I mean, I don't know what else to add. Isaiah Crowell's my MVP. He did everything that the team needed him to do, and he even made up the slack when they put in Duke Johnson for no reason. I mean, he's my MVP, Isaiah Crowell.
So I would like to throw out Joe Hayden as a possible candidate there with the early pick 6, but I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with you. All of you guys with the player of the game will be Isaiah Crowell. The guy could not be stopped, averaging roughly 7 yards carried for the game, keeping the Browns in this game. I'd like to inform everybody they need to make sure to check us out week 9. As we will be having the Rams versus the Cowboys here on NBL Live, so I hope you all come back to join us again for that game.
Let's get some predictions for that game before we get out of here on the site. What do y'all think?
I'm going to go with the Rams. The Rams have been sneaky good this year. The Rams were sneaky good last year, and I think the Rams are going to be a contender in the NFC going forward.
I'm going to broadcast that game. and I'll be back, and all I'm going to say, you're going to hear me say it 1,000 times, Draco defense. Watch out for those St. Louis Rams. That Draco defense is real. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. The Draco defense is the real deal.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to agree with both of you guys there on that one. All I can really say is, like you said, that defense in St. Louis is crazy good. My main concern is that quarterback there in Dallas. He's had a rough season so far, and it's not going to get any easier in that game.
Well, for all the crew here at NBL Live, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you Week 9, Cowboys, Rams, here on NBL Live.